Hello everyone, I am Pallavi Gupta. Will teach you election law. Regarding the very first lecture, that is the introduction of election law. Under this topic, I will discuss why election needed in India. We will discuss the history of election in ancient India as well as in British rule, and when the Constitution of India was signed and the interim president was appointed, the democracy and the parliamentary system in India, and the law relating to election of office of the president and vice president, what is the law relating to the state legislature as well, the institution of local self government and the working of electoral mechanism. Regarding why election needed in India, since we have democracy and the democracy is the one of inalienable basic feature of the Constitution of India, and it forms the part of its basic structure. The concept of democracy as visualized by the Constitution, it presupposes the representation of the people in parliament and state legislature by method of election. The rule of law and free and fair election are the basic feature of the democracy as it is decided by judiciary in several case laws as well. Regarding the history of election in ancient India, elections in India are not a new phenomenon or concept. The Vedic age literature are having the number of references to the republics and democracies which were prevailed in various parts of ancient India. These literature are having the references of various Ganaraj or Ganapatis where the people were used to choose their own heads and Ganapatis of their Ganaraj. Although complete details of the working of the republican form of the government in ancient India are not available, it is known in some of these republics every adult male member had the right to vote and to be present in the general assemblies. They decided all public affairs over there. With the increase of the population and the growing complexities of the social structure, it became difficult for all the citizens to assemble at one place for the purpose of deliberation on the state affairs. So, gradually, this resulted in the evolution of some kind of representative government. History of election in British rule, as in 1857, at that time the legislative councils were, or we can say the legislative bodies were created under the Council Acts of 1861 and 1892. Although their member were not elected, they were nominated. Although it has the small element of local representative in this legislative council, the elective element for the native in legislative bodies in British India found its introduction for the first time under the Indian Council Act 1909, that is known as Morley Minto Reform. And this act introduced the concept of provincial government, although it is known as a Morley-Minto reform as well. The first central legislative council constituted under that act. It was consisted the 68 member, of whom 27 were elected members. So, this act provided for the setting of legislative councils at the center under the Governor General of India and in the provinces under the provincial governor. And after that, the Act of 1919 came as a reform, and it was known as a Montagu-Chelmsford reform as well. And this act is improvement on the Act of Morley-Minto reform. and this act provided for direct election from the constituencies to both the houses. Only a limited number of persons were granted the right to vote on the basis of the certain high qualifications like the ownership of property, payment of income tax, payment of municipal tax, etc. So we can say the franchises to the council was restricted into this act. The Government of India Act 1935 set up the federal structure in the British province and the Indian princely states. It presupposes to set up a bicameral federal legislature as well. It was to consist of an upper house called the Council of State and a lower house called the House of Assembly or the Federal Assembly. However, the federal scheme as envisaged under the 1935 Act never came into operation and remained a provisions under only the paper. The 1935 Act also provided for a legislature in every British province. Assam, Bengal, Bihar, the United Province, Bombay and Madras were to have the bicameral legislature consisting of the two chambers, namely the legislative assemblies and legislative councils. The other provinces were to have a single chamber called the legislative assembly. The strength of these assemblies and councils varied from province to province, whereas the legislative councils were to be permanent chambers with one third of their members restricting every third year, retiring every third year. The legislative assemblies were to have a term of 5 years unless dissolved earlier by the provincial governor. So this was the element of election in British rule. Signing of constitution and the election of interim president. As we all know, the constitution assembly was created to frame the constitution of India, and this constitution of India was finalized and signed by the member uh, uh, 284 members of the Constituent Assembly on 24 January 1950 when it met for its last session on that day. On that day, the Constituent Assembly also unanimously elected under Article 380 Dr. Rajendra Prasad as interim President of India till the election of the regular President under the Constitution. Democracy and parliamentary system in India. As the very preamble to the Constitution of India proclaims, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. The Constitution has adopted the parliamentary form of the government as the system of governance of India with an elected president as the head of state. Indian Parliament is a bicameral legislature with the Council of State and the House of People as its two chambers. India is a union of states and each state has its own legislature. As per the seventh schedule, election to the office of President and Vice President of India and to Parliament, a state legislature from part of Union list, giving due importance to the conduct of election in a free and fair manner in a democratic setup. The founding father of the constitution devoted a separate part, that is known as part 15, containing article 324 to article 329 in the constitution to elections. And these article will discuss in the next lectures. Laws relating to election to the office of president and state legislature. Constitution of India under article 52 to 71 are related to the election to the office of president and vice president of India. And the parliamentary law is made with the reference to election of president and vice president, that is known as a Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Act 1952. Here it is important to know that Article 326 has adopted universal adult suffrage as the basic tenet of direct election to House of Parliament and state legislature. Initially, the age of adult to cast the vote was 21 year or the above. Since the constitution is a living or organic entity, so it has been amended in 1988 by 61st amendment. The minimum age to cast the vote was lowered down from 21 to 18 year with effect from the 28th March 1989. The constitution has been amended more than 100 times with the reference to electoral reform. Law relating to election and to state legislature, part 4 and um, part 5 and part 6 of the Constitution of India is related to the election of the parliament and state legislature as well. It talks about the duration of their house, qualifications and disqualification of member of those house and other allied matters. Mainly Article 79 to 85 and Article 101 to 103 are relevant for the purpose of election to parliament, and likewise Article 168 to 174 and Article 190 to 192 are pertaining to the election to state legislature as well. Article 330 to 334 are also relevant as they contain some special provisions for the reservation of seats in parliament and state legislature for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and the Anglo-Indian communities for a specified period. Uh, in pursuance to Article 327, which empowered Parliament to make law with reference to election. So it enacted the Representation of People Act 1950, the Representation of People Act 1951 as well, and to begin with the provision of these acts were supplemented by the Representation of People uh, the preparation of electoral rules 1950 and the representation of people conduct of election and election petitions rules 1951, and it was further supplemented or superseded by the decision of election rules 1960. In the following years the other set of rules were substituted by the conduct of election rules 1961. So these are the laws which are made by the or enacted by the parliament with reference to elections. Institution of local self-government. As under the constitution, the setting up the setting up of local self-government institutions as the district or lower level, and the election to these institutions have been made the responsibility of the state government under entry 5 list second 7th schedule. As the dream of the Mahatma Gandhi or the father of our nation was to see that the local affairs were managed by the people of the village themselves. So, accordingly, the constitution was amended by the Constitution 73rd and 74th Amendment in 1992. It ensured that a term of 5 years for every Panchayati Raj institution like Gram Panchayat, Jila Parishad, municipalities, regular election to them at the given periodic intervals or the earlier in the case of any premature dissolution and the like. Independent constitutional authority, namely the State Election Commission, was appointed by the concerned state government under Article 243K and 243ZA on the lines of the Independent Constitutional Authority, the Election Commission of India. In the domain of election to panchayat and municipal bodies and the state municipal bodies under Part 9th and 9th A of the Constitution for the conduct of election to these bodies, the State Election Commission enjoy the same status as the Election Commission of India has under Article 324. Working of electoral mechanism. Thus, the electoral mechanism in India is a superintendent, directed and controlled by two constitutional authorities, namely the Central Election Commission of India for election to the office of President and the Vice President of India, and to Parliament, State Legislature, and the State Election Commission appointed in each state for election to the Panchayati Raj institution as institution of the local self government. So this is just all about the introduction of election in India, where I have discussed why election needed in a democracy, or what is the history of election in ancient India, in British rule as well, and democracy and the parliamentary system of government, and the law relating to the election of the president and vice president, law relating to election in the parliament and state legislature, and the local, the status of the election commission of India and state election commission. The next topic I will take up, that is the setup of election commission of India.